Buckle up, buckle up, buckle up. Today we're breaking down the top 10 habits you need to crush your summer goals. Yes. And we're uncovering the spicy truth behind squirting. Yeah, I said the word in the opening hook. We're going to uncover the spicy truth behind squirting. Prepare for hydration revelations. Plus, the agency whisperer, Tim Kilroy. Kilroy was here. Is stepping in to unravel business chaos, and we're getting real about what changed after I quit negative self-talking cold turkey. And it might have something to do with my beloved Winnipeg Jets. We lost the game last night, but we're not out of it. Just a quick little loss along the journey. Not a big deal, just a bump in the road. We lost 3-2 to the Dallas Stars, kicking off the series 1-0 down. Game 2 tomorrow, 8:30 Central Time here in Winnipeg. Hey, guys, just remember, you're on the only morning show for men, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn. Myself, John Anderson, and C. Marty Fit. Remember, like that button, subscribe to the show, drop your thoughts in the comments. Good morning, Roofy. I know you're out there. This is the official warning. We are an R-rated experience. If kids are around, toss the headphones in or walk them out of the lab because they might be offended by something that is said by some of us today. And I know, Jimmy, I got my buddy Johnny in Vegas. I'm very curious to know where he's staying. I see that there's a good-looking space over top of his shoulder. Jimmy, let's bring him into the lab. And where's the young man sitting today? Where are you at? How's it going, brother?
What's going down, brother? How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you? Where are you? Yeah, I can hear you. Where are you staying today?
We're one of these. Terry does all this stuff. We're at one of these places that's got a kitchen because God knows I travel with food.
I gotta be honest, man. I've been curious. So, you know how nerdy I am. Ever since I knew you were coming here today, that's all I've been thinking about all day yesterday and today. Going, where's John staying? Where is he eating? How's he staying? Is he staying in the kitchen? Is he staying in a big hotel? Is he staying like at the Fountain Blue or at the Aria? Or are you staying in some Airbnb? Or I've been curious where you're staying. When you're staying at a place where you can get a kitchen, ain't good for you.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it is, it's all pretty straightforward. If you just this is what you do.
It's true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
what I like about that too is that, so here's a question for you. I got to assume you have like a travel routine, right? Because you're a routine structure guy. When you travel, you have a certain structure, a bag, everything's in it. And there's got to be, when you get to a hotel room,
oh, dude, 100%. There's always a desk.
Yeah.
This desk looks identical to my desk at home or my desk at either home, Mexico or California. Yes. It's just a different desk. It's like I can reach for everything I need. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, just like same when I was wrestling, my bag with my gear. And then I had my backpack with my food. Everything is just, it's all premeditated. It's all pre-decided.
Yes.
It's just the way it works.
Yeah.
The snag this time was just the fact that with Kiki, she's dealing with the backside of that poisoning from the rat poisoning.
Yes.
And so she's a little I don't know what you'd say. Fuck, she's just a little bit more of a bitch, maybe. and so basically, when we go to a nicer hotel. If dogs are making a mess, they get fucking pissed.
I know.
And so I shouldn't say a mess where they're barking.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Because that's what she is. Why she's a bitch. She's a little bit, even though she's totally fine, she's a little bit more, she's kind of an insecure dog to begin with. Like our other one, Midas, he just chill. He doesn't bark at anything. It fucking pin drops and she's like, bah, 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 And so basically this time Terry got us a place where it was, still, we have everything we need, but it's kind of more on the lower end of the spectrum because if a hotel is really nice, they're worried about sound, they're worried about all that shit.
Absolutely.
Versus in a place like this, we're going to be, we're going to be moving around a lot this weekend, so they'll be with us sometimes. But anyway, long and short, there's your answer about where I am.
I love it. I'm glad to hear Kiki's doing well. I've been curious about that. It was a week ago that you had this situation. Actually, 9 days ago, I guess it was. So she's probably wrapping up her medication here. I'm thinking
she's actually got to be on medication for 30 fucking days.
30 days.
30 days. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, keep in mind she fucking ate 2 of those fucking bricks. Dude.
Right. Yeah. And
it's really cool. By the way, I'm having a brain fart of his name. Yeah. But the guy that we had on board he was basically teaching himself to code as he was working his day job as a fucking exterminator. You remember his name? I had a brain fart.
Seth Kuhn. Yes.
Yeah. Coons. Yes, Seth. He reached out to me on LinkedIn. Said, hey, I'm sorry about that. If there's anything I can do to help you.
Dude.
And I said, yeah, dude, if you could, please. And I gave him my phone number. I said, dude, let's get you off social media. If you're helping me, I appreciate you. So we're text based now. But he basically, what he did was he showed me the traps that we can put poison in that dogs are not going to get open. Because
awesome.
Dude, because this little chick, this little dog she will just about she'll do about anything for something to eat. I mean, hence digging a foot down in the ground to get a little fucking brick of rat poison, for God's sake.
Allow me to crack a joke here. Like her old school old man in the olden days when he was the fat son of a bitch trying to find any food he possibly could eat, right? And you're like,
brother,
that fucking Twinkie
brother.
in the corner,
right?
Oh
yeah. Listen, man. It's like you can't make a fat kid happier than put a piece of cake in front of him.
I'm so glad that Seth. What's shaking Seth? I know Seth tunes into our show regularly. I'm a huge fan of his. I know he enjoys our content. I'm really glad that he reached out to you. You know what? I got to be honest with you. Seth, I apologize, but you had asked about some beard grooming a few months back, and Seth said, hey, Keith, tell Johnny I got some solutions for him. So, Seth, we should have that conversation again because Seth, as you know, has a nice beard in his face too. And he's like, I have some solutions for Anderson. So we should actually bring Seth on and have that conversation about men's grooming, which would be pretty cool.
One of the things I realized when I was doing that beard is, beards work really, like I got a couple of buddies who they just don't have much of a jawline or a chin. So by giving that beard, it actually creates that. You don't know that they got one of those fucking chins that's way back there. You know what I mean? That non-masculine chin.
Yes.
Fuck, I got this fucking dude. I look like some sort of a fucking, extraterrestrial, And so you put a beard on me, it makes it even fucking worse.
The non-masculine chin.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, and I was dreaming about being this big, strong guy. I would see there was this movie. I can't remember the movie, but this actor he was from Australia or the UK. I don't know because he had an accent, and he was this big, tough dude, and he was in prison. He was always fighting, and he had this big, fucking crazy chin that looked almost like I'm sure they picked him for that chin. Yeah. And his storyline was you could hit him in the chin and you couldn't knock him out. That makes sense.
It does.
And so I remember thinking to myself, man, God, if I could only have a big chin, like Jesus Christ.
Then I would love to see you with a big beard. So as your brother from another mother, I would love to see you grow it out, man. I know you're like, well, I don't know. It doesn't be good. I'd love to see you grow it out, man.
Brother, you're a fucking master at fucking AI. Just fucking generate a picture and get it out, get your look and be done with it. Don't ask me to go through all the fucking itchy shit to get you a quick glimpse.
The itchy shit. Good morning, Fontana. I had a grooming accident myself this morning. Forgot to add the attachments to my electric razor while working south of the border. Oh, there you go. Yes.
Oh, come on, Jim. Be honest, dude. When you take the fucking guard off there and you take it down to the skin, it looks bigger. We all understand that. We're all men here. Well, don't pretend that you accidentally did it. Come on, get the fucking pick out and go all the way to the skin.
Exactly, Fontana. Come on, man up, brother. Man, right?
Yeah. Unless you got a fucking baby's arm holding an apple, it's okay.
Oh my goodness, there you go. Guilty as charged. Hey, what's going on, Roofie? Morning all. Bringing it from Northwest Pennsylvania today, helping mom settle back from her winter in Florida. Tough go for the Jets. I agree, my brother. Lady Drew, good to see you here in the lab as well. Absolutely great to see you here in the community first thing this morning. Johnny, I got a funny one, man. I was waiting to have this one for you. Have you ever wondered, and I know I think we kind of teasing this in the past, but have you ever wondered if squirting is just an adult film fantasy or a real physiological phenomenon?
It's absolutely not. That is as real as it gets.
Today, we're going to dive into the truth about squirting, separating myths from reality and giving you, here's every pun intended, Jimmy.
I remember real fucking shit. I remember I was watching, I was at a buddy's house. I was probably early 20s.
Yeah.
And we were watching it was actually a dorm room, not a buddy's house, forgive me. Yeah. And we were watching, I remember this vividly. I don't remember the video, but I remember the name. It was called Seymour Butts. That was the Dude, and this fucking guy was able to basically take his fingers and find the right spot, and just these chicks were just juicing everywhere. And I went on a quest. I was like, okay, from now on, every time I'm going to try to hit that button.
We grew up with the same movies, Quest for Fire, See More Butts.
Well, and it's pretty, because then when you have a female who's not really been exposed to any, I guess you'd say, outside the lines type sex, and you do that for the first time, she's just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, so understanding squirting matters because misconceptions can lead to embarrassment, unrealistic expectations, or confusion in relationships. Accurate information can boost confidence, improve communication with partners, and enhance intimacies. Well, Johnny, scientific studies reveal that squirting is indeed real and relatively common, experienced by roughly, what do you think it is? How many women do you think it is?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Yeah,
I think it's probably there's probably a few different factors that go into that.
Yeah.
And then obviously, because I know some girls can do it to themselves if they really understand it. Yeah. So I think there's probably a lot of factors to it. I don't know.
So so studies are roughly 10 to 50%. So I guess it's a big gap of individuals with vaginas are able to squirt. And the fluid expelled is predominantly urine mixed with secretions from the Skene's glands, also known as the female prostate. Now, ultrasound studies confirm that during sexual arousal, the bladder refills and then empties upon the squirting event. Importantly, squirting is involuntary. And here's the See More Butts link, Johnny, and typically triggered by G-spot stimulation or a combination of G-spot and clitoral stimulation. So men, you want to get your lady, you get some squirting happening. You want to focus on the G-spot and the clit to make it happen.
There you have it.
We got Matthew Roof coming in with, dude, See More Butts? Are you kidding me? Sticky VHS. Yes, sticky VHS.
Hey, are you almost ready to do your what's the first segment? Because I'll be honest, I got to take a dump.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I'm not squirreling around here because I got to take a leak. I took a leak right before I got here.
We're going from squirting to squirreling. Jimmy, let's get Johnny out of here. I'm going to wrap up the segment. I'm sweating like a motherfucker right now. I could see him in the creek. Oh my God, man. Jesus Murphy. I'm just sweating. I had a big lift and ride this morning. I'm just hot and sweating. I'm just got water running everywhere. Jimmy's laughing up a storm. I can see Matthew Roof going, what the hell am I getting myself into this morning? Listen, gentlemen, what myths have you encountered about squirting? Yeah, I'd love to know. Drop some comments in the comments. As we drop this later in the shorts and over on the YouTube channel, I invite you guys to join the conversation. Drop your questions or experiences anonymously, and we'll tackle them live. Yeah, helping everyone grow in understanding this female phenomenon together. Guys, but listen. Knowledge empowers intimacy. Don't be embarrassed. We all have penises. We all have vaginas. Well, some of us have penises, Jimmy. Some of us have vaginas. Embrace curiosity. Communicate openly. And let's make our relationships more fulfilling, more transparent, more genuine. I know Tim Kilroy. Kilroy was here. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Domo, domo. Domo, domo. Yeah, just singing some Kilroy was here this morning. I know Kilroy's, what the hell am I getting into? A conversation about squirting? Yeah, true story. Coming to you live first thing this morning. Morning's Lab with Keith and friends. Kilroy, I see you in the green room on the vertical feet and on the horizontal feet. That is awesome. And I see your green screen behind you. That's great. So I think Kilroy is going to beam himself to another location on the planet when he joins the show. All right, there's our squirting conversation, guys. You know how to get after it. We are all about life expectancy here in the lab. Life expectancy work. Get after it. Get into it. Take care of yourself. Take care of your partner. And while we're doing that, we're going to get into this morning's accountability check-in. That sounds just like this. Yeah, I used to care more about getting shit done than how people felt. Yep, that's another true story. Oh, yeah. Not on purpose, though. But I was wired for outcomes, not emotions. Oh man, I was fucking wired for outcomes. I'll do a little confession. Yeah, Lady Drew, I do need a towel. True story. We're talking squirting. We're talking sweating. We're talking about getting shit done without how people felt. I need a towel. Lady Drew, I appreciate you. But guys, I got to tell you, it took me a long time in life to learn about what I'm going to talk about next, which is empathy. I had no fucking empathy. Nope. I was just focused on the outcome. Just head down. Outcome. Empathy? What was that all about? That was a foreign language to me. It was late in my life I learned about empathy. True story. I thought feelings slowed you down, that listening meant weakness, that caring too much made you soft. No. Thousands of dollars and thousands of hours later through therapy made me realize that I was building a business that was breaking people, clients, teams, relationships, all the collateral damage of my blind spot. So I started learning something new, how to pause, how to ask instead of assume, how to be curious, how to care without fixing. And it was awkward at first. And I got it, guys. It is still sometimes, but here's what I know now. Results without relationships don't last. And leadership without empathy, that's just control. Yep. You don't have to be naturally gifted at this. No, you don't. You just have to be willing to grow. Show empathy. Show curiosity. Listen. Start by doing what I didn't. Ask one real question today and actually listen. Slow down when your gut says move faster. Assume less, observe more. Lead with love. Matthew Roof, lead with love. And kindness is everything. Uncommon kindness is even more, especially when it's hard. Because the most underrated skill in your toolkit is knowing when to shut the fuck up and care. Show some empathy. Show some love. Lead with love. There's your accountability check-in this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. All right, we went from squirting to accountability to our first guest, dropping bombs at WTF. What the fuck is happening in my business? How Tim Kilroy helps agency owners go from chaos to clarity. You ever wake up feeling like your business is one giant WTF moment? Today's guest literally built a coaching business around solving exactly that. This guy's not your cheerleader. He is your mechanic. Today's guest is Tim Kilroy. He's an agency growth mechanic and mastermind behind the brilliantly named WTF Agency Method. Yep, with decades in digital marketing and agency growth, including managing the iconic Sharper Image Store. Oh man, the Sharper Image Store. Fuck John, I remember those stores. Tim now helps stressed out agency founders. You realize Sharper Image Store, you go into that at the airport, crazy shit in them, right? Tim,
all the little gadgets.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, if you're allergic to hustle culture hype and want some clarity served up with a sense of sarcasm, you're in the right place. Jimmy, let's bring him up, the man of the hour, our first guest to the show, our only guest today, Mr. Tim Kilroy. Kilroy was here. What's up, Tim?
Wow.
Tim, what's up, brother?
That is the best round of applause I've gotten today. So
yes. Well, you smart.
Yeah, no, that's good. So listen, I'm not going to talk about squirting.
Okay.
Well, then hold on. Then you got to leave.
Yeah, which is fine. Like I just want to set my boundaries right. Like you have to have empathy for what I'm saying. Okay? Like that's an accountability check for you. Pay attention to my boundaries, please.
I love it.
That's awesome, man. Good to see you in the lab. Crash Not Carl, first time caller, long time listen. Just want to say you're great. Crash Out Carl, I appreciate you joining the show here today, as well as Philo Gaming. I see you guys in the comments. Fontana, I see you there. And Matthew Roof, I see you guys there as well. Tim Kilroy, where are you joining us from today, brother? How are you today? Where are you joining us from today?
I am in beautiful Arlington, Massachusetts, which is right between, honestly, it's like right between MIT.
Yeah.
And the American Revolution. So it's right next to
Nice.
like it's between Cambridge and Lexington, Massachusetts.
That's awesome, man. Hey, I was excited to have you here today. I looked at your experience and I was really hung up. And that's what I was saying with Johnny. Sharper Image. We got to spend a couple minutes talking about Sharper Image, man. That's before the whole world got into gadgets, and you were in the gadget universe in the early days, Tim.
Absolutely. I used to work at this store in Faneuil Hall in Boston.
Pioneer, baby. Pioneer.
And honest to God, like we would have lines of people waiting to get in.
Really?
Yeah, because we could only fit so many people in the store. So like during the summer and around Christmas time, there were like lines of like 50 or 100 people waiting to get into the stupid store to come sit in the massage chair. Not buying anything, by the way, but just sit in the freaking massage chair.
I found those sharper image stores were the ultimate time killers in the airport, right? You just walk around and there's a gadget here. You can sit in the massage chair. You can pick up that gadget over there, and gadgets you never needed, but they looked so great. You just wanted to buy them.
As a matter of fact, you should not have ever purchased any of them.
No. But you know what, dude? I did actually buy a set of steak knives from because it was
second in a sales contest.
No, because I'm a sucker for stainless steel, and it had this holder that was stainless steel, and it spun around, and it was just like, yeah. So I was like, but those things, I gotta give it to them. Those things lasted like 20 years.
Well,
you would not think that from a gadget store.
But it's,
you know what I mean?
A knife. Like what can go wrong?
Well, but you just figured at a gadget store, I was kind of like you. I was like, I'm going to buy these things, and I'm going to break them cutting a steak here in the next 6 months is what I was thinking, but they actually lasted.
So I must say, like if you were breaking a knife cutting your steak, that's a cooking problem, not a knife problem.
Maybe more an eating problem. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So Tim, you joined us all the way from Massachusetts. You describe yourself as a growth mechanic. I love that. Not a cheerleader.
That is really, I like that too, bro. That's clever as hell.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So cheerleading is awesome.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of cheerleading because building anything is hard, and you need somebody in your corner, right? Like you need somebody saying like, hey, you can do this. Like you're awesome. Like you've got all the stuff, but you can't be like, you're good enough and smart enough and gosh darn it, people like you. Like you still have to give them the tools to make it work. And you have to tell them like, you know what? That's good. This is better, right? Like there's so much more to being successful than somebody saying like, you're really special. As a matter of fact, I think when people tell you you're special, other than when my mom told me, by the way, other than then, I think when people are telling you you're special, that actually slows you down. Because you expect.
Well, but how are we digesting the word special?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're saying, look, you're special, like you don't get. No, I know. I'm totally joking, brother. Yeah, I'm totally joking. You call me special, and I'll say, yeah, I'm a little fucking nutty.
Well, and Johnny, we grew up in an era, and I'm thinking Tim may have grew up in an era too, where the word special had a lot of meaning to it, Johnny.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right. Nate, is that the Squeezy Beef guy? Yes, this is John Anderson, the Squeezy Beef guy, the guy that carries ground beef in his pocket in a plastic bag and squeezes it out so we can get his protein.
No, real quick, just to let Cesar, I have actually right over there, I've got the burgers and I've got my Ziploc bag, so I'll be using those today. But for all of you, thank you for hitting my algorithm, because this beef, squeezing the beef out of the plastic sack was just to go viral, and it worked perfectly. So I thank you all very well.
Yeah.
But this is not like when you say squeezing the beef, you're not talking about something else.
No. Truly, we're not talking. This is not a squirting conversation. This is about nutrition.
So I guess we are talking about squirting.
No, we're not. We're not. This is straight nutrition. This is straight nutrition. Because like literally, I will often have a burger patty in a Ziploc bag in my pocket because I'm high protein.
That's a weird thing to call it.
Well, it was actually the internet called it that. The internet named it, not me.
This show's out of control.
But I love it.
My mom would not be telling me I'm special. In my room.
Tim is special because he's carrying Squeezy Beef around in his pocket.
No, John is special. I don't carry the Squeezy Beef.
Oh man, where did we find this guy? This is awesome. Hey Tim, how did you come up with WTF for the yeah?
Well, honestly, when I ran agencies,
yeah,
I would say like 43 times a week, I would look around and think, what the fuck? and then I realized, like, when I worked with people,
Yes.
they'd have that moment where they would change from like, can we do this to we can do this? Like that switch, can we to we can?
Yeah.
That is the whole, like, that's what changed it for me. So that's what, when I was really thinking, like, listen, I'm old. I'm a little crotchety.
No.
And I don't, it's a little warm out today, so I don't have on my cardigan, but if you're standing on my front lawn, I will tell you to get off. So
To get off?
Not in the Squeezy Beef way, John. Not in
We're not, the Squeezy Beef has got nothing to do with sex or squirting, brother. It's truly nutrition. If you want to say get off, you got to bring that back to squirting. Come on, brother. You got to get the puppets lined up.
Listen, potato. We're all saying the same thing here.
Well, when you think of Squeezy Beef, I'm actually eating Squeezy Beef. I'm not actually squeezing beef.
So,
you see the difference?
We've actually gone to like a TMI place here.
Well, I guess that's in a matter of opinion.
Yes.
I guess if you said you were crotchety,
but anyways,
that's all right. Just take a deep breath, and we're good, babe. We're good. We'll veer back away from. You already have set your boundaries. We'll clear it out.
So listen. So I like when I started coaching agencies.
Yeah.
Like that moment when they were going from like, what the fuck is going on, and everything's a wreck, to like, wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, WTF is the thing.
Oh yeah.
That's the transition. Like when you're going from nothing makes sense to holy shit, that was good.
Dude, I love, you know what I gotta say? I love you're clever. That cleverness is it's very attractive. It's cool. Yeah. It draws people in.
Yes. Yeah.
That's, more people get drawn in is better.
Yeah. You're hanging out with Keith, Tim, and John Anderson this morning on Mornings and Laughs with Keith and Friends. Johnny, I know I'm being respectful of your time. I know you got to rock and roll here, pal, in about a minute or so, don't you? You got to go, eh?
Yeah, I got to do. It's not rock hard. But if I squeeze it up, it might be.
Just try.
Are we messing with your boundaries again, Tim?
No.
Okay, good. That means we're breaking you in.
I have none. Those were faux boundaries to test your empathetic response.
Oh, I love it. Well, because you did well with that. Because I couldn't tell. Is this motherfucker really getting uncomfortable? Or is he playing? Is he playing with us? And I figured, because we bring a guest on, we want to have fun. We never want to push someone past. So you know what we have to do, Keith? We have to say, look.
Yeah.
We're gonna give us a code word. That word means we've gone too far.
Yeah.
So Tim, what's your code word? It's that we hear that word, we know we got to stop. What's your word? What's your word? What do you want it to be?
It's gotta be like
you want it to be? Yeah. You want it to be white banana?
It's more like peach, but whatever.
Jesus.
I love it. Well, Tim, I gotta say, brother, it was a pleasure meeting you today. You're fucking clever. You're a riot. Keep kicking ass, my brother. I gotta go.
I love it. Hey, Tim, can you hang out with me for a little longer here, pal?
I can, yes.
Awesome, Johnny. I love you, man. Have fun with Brad Lee today on the show.
I'm gonna be rocking, man. I got a whole day of shit. I got 2 days of fucking fun collaboration planned. It's gonna be.
I'm so excited for you. I'm looking forward to watching stuff behind the scenes. I'm thinking about you, man. I enjoyed my time with you this morning. You have yourself a great one, okay, pal?
Right on. Have a good one, guys.
All right. Johnny's going to get out of here, Jimmy. We're going to keep the show rocking and rolling with our friend Tim Kilroy joining us all the way from Massachusetts. Tim, you're launching a stack of new tools and programs. FYFS, Gen Plus, GTMOS. Can you break down quickly how these work together to unclog an agency's growth? You're all about being the mechanic.
Right.
How do all these tools work, and what happens with them?
And unclog is a really good, is really apt. Honestly.
Yes.
I mean, yes. And we're gonna that's a whole other. That's a different sort of potty talk that we're gonna But no, listen. So the whole idea behind everything that we do is there's these spots where people get totally jammed up and cannot think their way through it because there's not a super obvious answer.
Yes.
So each one of these programs is designed to help you find your answer, because that's the only thing that works, right? I could tell you, this is exactly what you need to do and follow my steps. And do you know how long you would do that? 4 minutes. scientifically proven. Like if it's not relevant to you, it doesn't belong to you. You're like, screw it, this is dumb.
Yeah.
If it gets hard, you're out. So all of the programs, everything from our go-to-market OS to Gen Plus, which is all about generating content, to fire yourself from sales. Like each one of those things is a framework inside of which you figure out how to make it right for you. Like, because there's no right answers. There's only the right answer for you.
Yes.
Right.
I absolutely know, because we talk about that often in nutrition and fitness and just wellness, right? You hear everybody has their own solution, but what you ultimately have to find out is the right solution that works best for you.
Yeah,
right?
Because to tell you the truth,
Go ahead.
You could be like, keto could be amazing, but like if you hate eating that, you're not going to do it.
Exactly correct. That's exactly right.
And so if running like 20 miles a day is amazing, if you hate it, you're not going to do it.
So then let's go here then, Tim. Why do you think most agency founders misdiagnose their problems as lead generation rather than, and you know this, rather than unclear value?
Because that's what everybody's selling to them. Like it's a media message, like because leads are discrete. Like you can measure them. You can say like, we got 7 last month and we got 12 this month. Therefore things are better. Right. But that's crap.
Well, yeah, because you're putting a Band-Aid on the problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's like saying like tissues like cure your drippy nose. Right?
Yes.
Like they don't. Like they help you manage the drippy nose, but the problem is you've got a virus. And so you got to figure out like, how do we attack the thing that matters rather than the thing that's on the surface?
Yeah.
Everybody is totally focused on the surface stuff.
Tim,
that's easy to see and feel.
Let's take a macro view. So I would not expect you to know this. I myself come from the holdco agency world. I started in
I did not know that.
I had a massive
which is why you have the creative director hat on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Right.
Yeah. And nothing else underneath below this. So you can only see it here. And I'm actually full.
If Winnie the Pooh is awesome.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh from Winnipeg. Yeah. So, but I come from agency world. I successfully built a social media company, had a wonderful exited to Aegis, which became Dentsu. Right. So I'm curious today, when you look at the agency world of today, I'd love to hear your POV on it. Is it dead? Is it on its last legs? Is it resurrecting? Is that industry changing rapidly? Give me some commentary on it.
So I just wrote about this yesterday.
I know, that's why I'm asking about it.
On LinkedIn, is like it's the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, because to tell you the truth, between tariffs, because of the freaking Cheeto, and the fact that he's going to have a hissy fit that Canada's not for sale. Which
I know,
but, obviously that's gonna consume him for years.
Yes.
But listen, the agencies are in a really hard spot. As a matter of fact, just this morning I talked to had an email chat with an agency owner who's really good and very smart and been doing this for a long time, and he's down 40% year over year.
Whoa!
And he's not the only one. And the reason why, like, it is total. It's almost a disaster. Right? Because everybody has geared up to solve the problem of ever increasing demand.
Yes.
And there is no longer ever increasing demand. As a matter of fact, everybody's saying like, oh, wait a minute. Like we can't spend any money because we don't know if it's going to work. Therefore, we're not going to spend it. And you, the agency, are the first casualty because we don't really understand what you do.
Yes.
We don't really trust that you understand what we do.
Yes.
Right? And so what we're really focused on right now is not like figuring out like how to, I don't know, like have this like magic super duper trick that helps, like that's the magic system that helps people drive their business forward. What we're really focused on is everybody's got some sort of like incredible unique value, right? Everybody's got a point of view that makes sense for the right person. And what we have to do is we got to unlock what that point of view is. We got to throw away all of the stuff that you've like been taught,
Yes.
And really get back to the basics of saying, okay, like I see you, I understand you, and I have ideas on how to help you. Not that like you, like Mr. Prospect, please come in here and we will talk about our magic proprietary formula that is guaranteed to bring you success. First of all, that never made sense.
Yeah.
That was never, ever true.
Yep.
It was just easy to sell.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And now, because people are feeling the squeeze, they're like, and not the beefy squeeze, but a different kind of squeeze. I mean, it could be the same. Who knows? I don't know. People are weird. But like people are like really concerned. Like if I spend this money, that means that I could die. Like my business, I could go out of business if I make critical mistakes here. So you cannot sell me something that is one size fits most. You've got to sell me something that shows that you understand me, you understand my clients, and you have got real human insight that can connect me to my clients. And you've got the technical wherewithal to do all the AI stuff to make it fly. Because nobody wants to pay for it. Takes time. This is a process.
There's plenty of levers going on in that world right now, more than ever, isn't there, Tim? Like tons of levers happening in that world, eh?
Yeah. Like, I mean, you can make like pretty good ads, not great ads. We can make pretty good ads using AI.
Yeah.
I'm a visual nincompoop.
Yes.
I can make an ad that's not terrible.
Yeah, I can tell by the green screen over top your shoulder there that it's not your strong suit there. So, but that's okay.
Oh, come on. Like this is something I just like this. No. So listen, Canva told me that this was good.
Good morning, Jay. I see you there in the comments, brother. Thanks for joining myself and Tim Kilroy here. Kilroy was here morning in the lab with Keith and friends. Tim was dropping some REM lyrics yesterday. It's the end of the world as we know it yesterday. And I'm dropping some
and also like everybody's losing their religion, and not even Kenneth knows what the frequency is.
Oh, Kenneth, what the frequency? Kenneth, just know. Yeah. And then of course we obviously got to get, because I'm sure Tim has never heard the song "Kilroy Was Here" by Styx ever. I'm sure.
No, I will tell you that what came out when I was in high school.
I bet.
On the varsity football team, I was a freshman.
Yes.
And this guy named Fred Gallagher. Hi, Fred.
Yes, it's shaking, Fred.
Like super smart guy, went to Stanford, and but he used to grab my face mask and say "Kilroy, duh," and twist my head until I was on the ground.
That album was quite revolutionary for me as well, because it was the Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto, domo domo. Domo, right? It was just, and then kill. Oh yeah, just good times, man. Yeah, exactly. Hoodlow, I see you in the comments as well, brother. Good to see you, Hoodlow, in the comments. Always glad to have you here. Hey, Tim. So last year, you celebrated your 20th birthday by repeatedly throwing up in an F-14 Tomcat.
Well, not last year.
Oh, I thought you were 21 this year. I'm sorry.
No. I'm 29.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have misread. I must have misread your intro. Okay, so 8 years ago, you were throwing up in an F-14.
Yeah, when I was in college, I had a scholarship to college, and one of the things I got to do was play Navy guy. And
play Tom Cruise.
Exactly. And that was the same time. And so on my 20th birthday, this guy took me up in F-14.
Yes.
And his whole point was to make me throw up, and he did a great job. Because if you don't know what you're doing when you're in a fighter jet, your instinct is to fight against the gravity.
Yes. And
that makes you pass out because your heart's not designed for that. So you pass out and you wake up and you're completely disoriented. And it's 4,000 degrees in the cockpit.
And then you pass out again.
And so I'm sweating and I'm disoriented and I feel like I'm upside down, and I start throwing up into my, to my breathing unit.
Yes.
And so we get out of the plane after him abusing me for an hour and an hour and a half. Yeah. And honest to God, and there's, by the way, there's a little hole in the breathing unit so your vomit can get out.
Yeah.
And so I get up, my flight suit is covered in vomit. I'm sweating horrendously. And this guy who looked like he's out of central casting for a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
like he's walking next to me. He's like, that sucked, didn't it?
No.
And I was like, yeah.
But yeah, it's like, no, it was awesome. It was so awesome. Just vomiting nonstop and being turned around.
Passing out, waking up, throwing up is terrible.
Oh man. Hey, Tim, what do you think is one common piece of advice that you hate hearing repeated in your industry?
Well, there are so many.
Yeah.
But I would say the number one thing is social proof matters.
Talk to me.
So it's like reference checks when you're trying to get a job. Like you're not going to put anything honest up there.
So you mean that when I'm a best-selling author, even though I bought all the books in my garage, that doesn't say I'm a best-selling author? Or you mean that if I'm in an engagement pod and I can add 10,000 fake followers? Or if you mean that I bought 20,000 downloads on my podcast to make it a best-selling download? Or because
by the way, you owe me money for that.
Sorry. I didn't. Did I tell everybody that? Or if I bought 50,000 followers so that I can have all.
Yeah.
Are you actually exposing all the bullshit in the marketing industry?
Like social proof doesn't matter. Your case studies, the results of your case studies don't matter. Like it's like all of that is just like insecurity. Like, dude, it's all insecurity.
I fucking love you. So I got to ask you this question about the social proof bullshit. At what point in the marketing journey are there going to be a generation of marketers that wake up? Because I've been hearing Gary Vee talk about this a lot lately. At what point are these generation of marketers going to wake up and go, all those reports you're generating are all fake? There's nothing real about them. Like when are people going to start opening up their eyes to all the fake vanity? Or Tim Kilroy, is that just an accepted practice of the marketing industry?
No, it is an accepted practice because it used to be hard to get those reports. So you pay an agency to generate those reports, and then they would think like, oh my God, I better say something good about these. Like I have to make these reports seem important, so I am important, so you'll keep on paying me.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God.
Because so much of what agencies do is like, oh yeah, you know what? Like you just don't understand that. Let me explain it to you.
Yeah.
Like it's it's the corporate version of mansplaining. Like, like you just don't understand.
Yes.
Just, like, listen, don't wear your pretty little head about it. I'll take care of it.
So then let me ask you then, Tim, try a serious question. Does social proof ever go away, or do you think it's
like it never goes away because insecurity and third party like that is built into us as a culture. Like, and I don't think it might go away someday, but it's really hard for me to imagine.
Here's what I find humorous, Tim, and allow me to enlighten you with this. So we, just pause and let your brain explore for a moment. So we have so many minutes and hours in the day, and there's so many minutes and humans on the planet.
Yeah.
Yet, everywhere you look, Joe Smith's podcast, 800 million downloads. Steve Joe's podcast and video, 8 million minutes watched. If you did all the math for all the content for that everybody allegedly watched, and then you're like, wait a minute, there's not enough humans on the planet to also watch Bridgerton and watch The Wire and watch every show on Netflix and Amazon Prime, plus watch every really bad podcast and every bad video show out there. The numbers just don't add up, Tim Kilroy.
No. So when I used to be the CMO of a fashion company,
yes,
you can tell by the way I'm dressed.
I figured that you were actually, 100%. Yeah.
Like,
no question.
If I took all of the sales that my vendors told me I made from their efforts, my business would have been 3 times as big. Right? Yeah. And so like empiric data without context is crap.
Yeah.
Like everything's got to have context, and it doesn't matter. Like if I talk to agencies all the time, like, yeah, we worked with this one company, we got 11,000% increase in something. Well, yeah, it's because when you're not doing anything and you start doing something, things get better, right? That's not real. That's stupid. But I think the really focal point, like the what we need to get to is this: we'll go back to the idea of you did in a non-cheeky way talk about empathy earlier.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like you have to have a really good understanding of the person or the business on the other side of your discussion.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
And if you don't know them, like you don't understand what the stresses they're under and what they're trying to accomplish, like all of your like your case studies, your numbers, like all of your charts, they're complete, like they're irrelevant.
Yes.
And all of that, like social proof, chart showing that we've got a great, amazing return on ad spend or whatever, all of that is in service of getting somebody who doesn't know anything about the business to buy something from you. And so, like if you're talking to more sophisticated buyers, they don't care about your social proof. They rarely.
What do they care about?
They care about, do you understand me? Like, do you really understand my business?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand my audience? And do you understand like all of the variables that go into my success or my failure? And 99% of the time, it is the company that's the agency that articulates their understanding the best that gets the business, not the one who's got the flashiest case studies or, like the best looking charts. What they're really looking for is somebody who gets it.
Yeah.
Who's on their side.
Yeah, that's so true. I know in my experience working in the agency business, that certainly was truth to me, is that, when you sat down with somebody who, when they realized that you understood their business and they understood you, that's when the partnership really started to happen. And
there was a thing in Ad Age last year that said something like 70% of Fortune 500 advertisers said that they did not think that their agencies understood their business.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
As a matter of fact, I think that's low. It's probably like 170%.
Yeah.
Like, and that's good social proof. Like 170% of people don't know what they're doing.
That's right. Matthew Roof coming in with, yes, first seek to understand the customer. Very, very true story there.
Absolutely.
Amazing insights, Kilroy. Human relationships first. Drop the fake data and let's get real. Hey, we're hanging out with Tim Kilroy, the agency growth mechanic and the mastermind behind the brilliantly named WTF Agency Method. We're working towards wrapping up our conversation with Tim. I got a few quick hitters for you, Mr. Kilroy.
All right.
Which is,
I'm 5'10". I do like long walks on the beach. And I don't really like pina coladas. So,
Jimmy, I think I've laughed for this entire hour. Rapid fire, my brother. Agency owner's biggest misconception, Tim Kilroy.
That they matter.
Good one. Weirdest gadget you've ever sold at Sharper Image.
Things that go buzz.
Oh,
before that was okay. Like now it would be fine to sell that, but back in like 1993, people did not sell things that go buzz, but we did.
One buzzword you'd permanently ban.
Return on ad spend.
Oh, your go-to comfort show after a tough day. Be honest.
Law and Order or Family Guy.
Oh, which Law and Order? The original Law?
SVU.
Oh, yes. Well, there you go. See, I know my shit, Tim Kilroy. I know my shit. And closing it up, if you could wave a magic wand and remove one stress forever from every agency founder's life, what would it be?
Payroll.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Especially as we move. Hey, with AI coming, that might just happen.
Yeah. Well, it's having the money for payroll.
Yes.
That's the stress. Like doing the payroll is pretty easy. But
yeah. There you go.
You have the money in the bank.
Awesome. Tim Kilroy, Jay, great discussion about ego and agencies. We're all over it. Hey, Tim, I got my buddy AJ Zeglen coming in. We're going to talk mindfield. We're going to talk about negative self-talk and so forth for the next few minutes. You're invited to stick around if you have to go.
I'm going to stick around because
awesome.
Negative self-talk is huge. Like imposter syndrome in entrepreneurship, it's a killer.
Let's do it, because I started the show off because I'll tell you, brother, for the longest time, I would beat myself up. And there's still days today. And the man that we're introducing here has been a big player in changing my mindset. He's had a major impact on my life. We're going to bring AJ Zeglen here in a second. But negative self-talk has been a big thing for me, and we're going to lean into it. So, Jimmy, let's bring in AJ Zeglen. But before we get into that, Tim Kilroy, AJ and I have to have a minute to just just have a little quick discussion about our hockey game last night. AJ, I'm feeling okay about the loss last night because we could have won.
You know what? Yeah, like ideally it would have been great to win, but overall, like I don't feel bad about that game. You know,
Yes.
like I feel like I leave that being like we could win this series, we could beat these guys. You know?
I hear you. Hey AJ, meet Tim. Meet AJ. AJ's.
Can I ask you a question? So,
Yes.
First of all, why do the Bruins suck so much? Because like 3 years ago they were really good, and then they just I don't know they were paying too much attention to the Squeezy Beef or something. And then also for if we're going to talk about a real sport, like what the hell's going on with my Celtics?
Oh, AJ.
Like this is, I mean, talk about a day worthy of negative self-talk.
Tim's talking about, as you know, Keith, I'm a huge Boston fan.
I know you.
I'm from Winnipeg. But Tim, I actually named my son, my oldest son's name is Boston.
All right.
I named him Boston after Boston sports teams, the Bruins, the Patriots, the Red Sox, the Celtics. I grew up in a whole family of Boston sports fans in every sport.
You come from a holy family. That's nice.
Yeah. No. So I love to hear that you're a Boston sports fan as well. Yeah, the Celtics. I mean, back-to-back games blowing 20-point leads.
Yeah. So this is a what the fuck moment.
It was. I was really surprised. Like the game one, I was like, okay, we dropped one to Orlando too that we probably shouldn't have lost. We're much better than them. I'm like, it's a long series. When we blew the 20-point lead last night, I was like, okay, guys, like we got to wake up here. But I'm fully confident that the Celtics are coming back. They're winning 4 straight. This is a bit of a wake-up call for them.
Okay, all right.
I really love Joe Mazzulla. I really think that he has a great grasp on how to motivate and help that team focus.
Because I will tell you, like, if like getting rid of Marcus Smart for one championship, not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, Porzingis is really good, but like getting rid of Marcus Smart, who is like the hardest working man in show business, he's the James Brown of basketball. To like get rid of him for just one measly world championship, like, come on.
Yeah. You're hanging out with Tim, Keith, and AJ here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, and we're talking some Boston sports. I'm still trying to wrap my head around Brad Marchand not playing in Boston anymore. That one.
No, it's weird. It's like when Ray Bork went to the Rockies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Same kind of thing, right?
Yeah, like what the hell? It's wrong. Yeah. It's just wrong.
So apparently Marchand was supposed to have ended up with Vegas, but he declined and ended up in Florida. Could you? Anyways, that's a whole discussion for a different day, guys. I want to talk.
Well, he doesn't like the dry heat. He likes the wet heat.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Thank you, Kilroy. I want to talk negative self-talk. It's the main theme of the show today, and I talked about how I kicked it off as I quit negative self-talk for a week, and it was the hook. But more importantly, I've largely quit negative self-talk altogether. There's still some days, though, AJ, looking at you, brother, where I still look in the mirror and I question my worth, question my value, question if I'm doing good. And I got to be honest, pal, I steal words from you, Zeglen. The words that I remind myself are evidence and logic. And I actually had this conversation with Lauren a couple of days ago where she was questioning her ability to run a recent marathon, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, well, as AJ would say, all the evidence that you're showing would suggest that the feelings you're having don't add up. Right. And I often use that to help myself away from negative self-talk, that I'm not good with something or I'm not good at something. And then I got to pause and I use that whole idea of evidence and logic. But when I stopped negative self-talking to myself, man, magic happened. Yeah. Does that make sense, AJ? Let's lean into this conversation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's tough. Like humans, naturally, we tend to talk to ourselves or about ourselves in a far more negative way than when we talk about other people, right?
Yes.
And then if you get humans in certain domains, if you get people that are in business and athletics and types of things like that have a little bit of ego involved and a little bit of competitiveness involved and a little bit of survival involved and a little bit of those elements kind of mixed in, then a lot of times people in those domains too are even harder on themselves than the average person, right? And they even talk to themselves or about themselves in a more negative way, and they beat themselves up even a little bit more than you would see. So, we find it happens naturally, but we have to understand that, one, we're not our thoughts, right?
Yes.
We are not our thoughts. Our thoughts are just something we experience. They're just something that happened to us, just like our feelings, right? We are not those things. And then two, if we got to worry about things that are, like we talk about all the time, within our scope of control, right? And so what am I bringing my attention to? How am I setting my perspective? We've talked a lot about that reticular activating system, that group of neurons that we have in the back of the brain, and how that kind of becomes our filter on what we're letting in, what we're paying attention to. And so if one of the things that under our control is how we kind of set the direction of our mental compass for the day, and if we orientate ourselves in a positive direction, we're going to notice more positive things. We're going to let more positive things in, right? We're at any given time, we're surrounded by just as many positive things or negative things. It's really what we're paying attention to. And so if we're able to get that reticular activating system pointed in a positive direction, it's noting more positive things. We're seeing challenges now as opportunities or areas for us to grow in. And it really just kind of allows us to bring our attention to that and not focus on the negatives. And it's a practice, it's a skill. It takes lots of work to do. It's not easy to just snap your fingers, but the more consistent you are with it day after day, the better we get at it, and the longer periods of time that we can stay in that positive frame of mind.
Well,
Tim, how do you manage?
If it's not easy, I'm not doing it. Okay?
Yeah.
But
Tim, how do you manage negative self-talk?
Honestly, it's hard because I do carry a bunch of negative stuff from my, from childhood. I have ADHD, so school is a disaster. So I've had a lot of these messages like you're not good enough, smart enough,
yes,
enough, whatever, right? And it has taken a really long time for me to, first of all, think okay, fine, but you're just not looking at all the other stuff that I am really good at.
Yes.
Right. But I must say that there are days when those, and it usually follows, circumstances, external circumstances that trigger those, that thing that it alerts your I suck mechanism, it triggers it. And that's really hard to sort of manage. That's really, really difficult.
Oh, Tim, every day. So as an entrepreneur growing this business right now, I guarantee both you guys, every single day, there's a moment in my day, at least a moment in my day where I have to create awareness around what's happening in my brain. And AJ, I learned this from you. I name it. I set it over there. I look at it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And then I start asking myself the question about evidence and logic. Okay, right. The evidence is suggesting I shouldn't feel in this way. And then I start thinking about, well, logically, and then but guys, every single day, Tim, so I can relate, brother.
Yeah.
I absolutely can relate.
Yeah. So what do you do when there's all you can see is the evidence? So this morning I had an email exchange with this guy who's he's down 40% year over year, and I know that he is feeling like he's been punched in the face.
Yes.
150 times. And so I know that all he can see is that's a failure. So that he's got the empiric evidence right in front of him. And
right. That he's failing. The evidence is
right now. And that evidence is bigger than any other message he's got. How do you navigate around that? The fact that he's down 40% from where he was just a few months ago, that's a real fact.
AJ, how would you answer? And Tim, just so you know, so AJ comes from the world of mental performance, works with athletes, works with professionals. He's got mental performance training. AJ, how would you handle that? So guys coming to you going, man, the evidence is saying that I'm failing. AJ, you can't convince me that I'm not failing.
Right. So the kind of the switch that we want to have there is that the evidence is in the systems. It's in the process. It's not in the result. Right. So we can't guarantee some of these results. So, if my goal is to win a championship, right, and I lose again for the 10th year in a row and don't win the championship, you might look at that and be like, well, the evidence is that you're a loser,
or that you play for the Bruins.
Right? Yeah, you've lost every single year for 10 years. You haven't won a championship. So you said your goal is to win a championship. You haven't done it. You're a loser. But I would argue that the evidence is in the system. So I go back and I look at my systems and I say, hey, like, what am I doing on a daily basis? I said that I want to be a champion. Am I doing the right types of things, right? I'm just using a sports analogy here, but we could apply this to business, or in Tim's situation, he was talking about that gentleman who's down 40%. And I would say, okay, what are all the things? How am I creating evidence? How am I creating undeniable proof that I am someone who's capable of winning a championship? How am I eating? How am I sleeping? How am I training? Am I watching film? Is my effort and attitude where it needs to be at practice? Is it all those things that are controllables within my scope of control? I have direct influence over those things. And then I look and I say, okay, so now someone's like, well, AJ, you're a loser, man. You haven't won a championship yet. And I'm like, so then I think about it, like you said, Keith, because now my mind's looking for evidence to support either way. Whatever I'm thinking about, my mind's going to find the evidence, it's going to look for evidence to support it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, man, I don't think I'm a loser. Like, I know I'm capable. Like, I think I'm a winner. I can do this. And then my brain's going to be like, okay, you can. You think you're a winner? Okay, well, where's the evidence? And I'm like, man, it is in my daily habits. Like, let's go back. Let's look at the evidence. I do this shit every single day. These are non-negotiables for me. I've identified the types of things that I think a winner would do, or the type of person that I want to become would do. And I do them every single day consistently. There's my evidence that I'm not a loser. There's my evidence that I'm not. So it's really hard because we often want to tie ourselves to the very end result, right? To the goal. We really want to tie ourselves, our value, our self-worth, our idea of us failing or succeeding into our process, into our systems, into our routines, right? And if we have those, it really goes a long way in change and helping shift our perspective.
I like that, because let's roll this to Tim. Let's roll this to your client, but then I want to bring it to Dan Marino. So guys never won a Super Bowl. Yeah. Hard to call the guy a loser. And what I'm suggesting is that, and what you're saying, AJ, is that maybe he didn't win a Super Bowl because there were things out of his control which prevented that happening. Let's go to the agency guy. Perhaps there were things out of the agency guy's control that prevented him from.
For him, it's tariffs, like an external event.
There you go, right? So I guess so. And anyway, so I'm this is great, AJ, because I'm learning from this as well. All of his habits that got him there suggest that he's winning. Just because Trump says there's a tariff here has nothing to do with his own story, but what he was doing to succeed.
Right. Though I think like his particular panic is the story changed.
Yes.
And now I don't know that all of the things that I've identified as good process and good pattern, like, are they still applicable? Like, and so how do you go through that?
Yeah. AJ.
Yeah. I mean, that's a challenging situation, right? And then that's where we adopt that idea of, having a growth mindset. And we're like, hey, the story's changed, or maybe I feel like this has changed. Okay, well, so I'm either failing here in this moment, or I'm the person that's, finding the way to adapt, to learn from this, to grow, to get better. I'm trying to use this in some sort of positive way or narrative, push me forward, right? It's like that story that I always talk about, the Chinese farmer, right?
Yes.
And we never really know in that moment. We don't have the proper information yet to know in that moment if something's good or bad for us, right? Real quick, Tim, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about there. There's a story, I don't know where it originally came from. It's been shared a million times over, so it's not my property at all. But there's this old Chinese farmer. He lives in this small, tiny little village. And it's just, him and his son and his wife, and they have this tiny little farm and one horse to work on the farm. And one day the horse runs away. And everyone else in the village is like, that's absolutely the worst. You have the worst luck. You have the worst life. Your horse ran away. You can't farm. How are you going to do it? And he's just like, okay, well, we'll see. And then a couple days later, the horse comes back with 10 other wild horses. And now everyone's like, you're the luckiest person in the world. You have the best life. You now have 10 horses or 11 horses to do all this work on your farm. You're so fortunate. And then he's like, well, we'll see. And then the next day, his son's helping him breaking these wild horses. His son gets thrown from the horse, falls off and breaks his leg. Everyone comes back. You have the worst luck. This is absolutely terrible. Now you have no one to help you farm. How are you going to do it all by yourself? we'll see, you know. And then the country goes to war the next day, and they're going around conscripting all the young men from the small villages, and his son gets passed over because he's got a broken leg, and everyone's like, you have the best fortune. Your son didn't get taken like ours. Anyway, and the story just keeps going and going, but it kind of really just illustrates that sometimes we don't have the perspective in the moment to really know if something's good or bad. But if we worry about the things that we can control, the variables that are under our influence, and we're able to point them in the direction of us trying to make the best out of that situation, trying to learn and grow from that situation. And I know it can sound cliche, it can sound a little cheesy nowadays to people, just be like, oh, I don't lose, I just grow, or there's all those sayings like that. Yeah. But there is truth in that. There's real value and truth in that. And we don't have the perspective. Tariffs, I'm sure, in a lot of businesses that are affected by them, probably at this moment seem like the worst possible thing for them.
But the keyword you're using there, the keyword you're using, AJ, and Tim, to your client, I think the key word there, AJ, is in this moment.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And that's what I learned from Jory, which is, sometimes we get so worked up about all these, back to negative self-talk. I'm just negative. Hold on, Keith, slow down. This moment is right now. Oh, right. Okay. This moment's not going to be tomorrow. Right. Go to sleep, get some rest, refresh your brain. So I go back to this client, Tim. This moment is horrible for this client right now, but I got to think in time, the moment goes away.
Well, sure. Right. But, and this is the whole thing of perspective.
Yes.
So like from a biological standpoint, like this feels like an existential threat.
Right now it does. Right? Yeah, 100%.
And so he's like in panic mode.
Yes.
Right. And it's because, our brains are still living in the savannah when there's not enough food.
Yes.
And so we develop these really big emotions.
Yes.
To sort of make us pay attention to the fact that we don't have enough food or whatever. And so we react to the threats. And now they're a little bit counterproductive because we face very few existential threats, but we still have the emotional hardware that makes everything into an existential threat. So like he's panicked right now because he cannot see beyond like the next 6 weeks.
Of
like,
course.
He knows how much cash he's got in the bank. He knows what his payroll is. He loves his team. Someone might have to go, or 2 people or 5 people might have to go. And that's like emotionally painful. And so he's feeling like, oh my God, this thing that I cannot control has like just smashed into my business like a meteor. Now what do I do?
Yeah. And I guess that's just that there's also something called reality too.
Yeah.
Right. That we,
by the way, like not a big fan, honestly, like screw that reality. Yeah. Like it,
yes.
Like we should write a letter to somebody about that. Cause it blows.
Reality does blow 100%. Yeah. But AJ, to Tim's point,
to go back to the 90s,
Yeah. So Tim, AJ, to Tim's point, how would you counsel, and I want to work towards wrapping this up. What a great conversation, gentlemen. Tim, AJ, to Tim's point, how would you counsel that fellow? He's, and I'm serious. Like, so how do you counsel him away from the cliche of, okay, that's just his moment right now. I know you got payroll. I know that. How do you counsel? Is it more so just, yes, it's tough. Let's work through it and just recognize that it's going to be tough. Is that really the flip side of it, AJ?
Yeah. I mean, so that would be part of it, right? It would just be validating that, this is a shitty situation.
Validating,
right? Not trying to make it sound like, oh, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be great. It's not, but again, so let's validate that this is a shitty situation. Let's understand that. Let's agree on that.
Yeah.
So then we can move on to the next things. Right. And then from the next part, like Tim was mentioned, biologically, we are hardwired a certain way. Right.
Yes.
And so when my amygdala is fired up and my fight or flight's fired up and I'm on edge and I'm sitting there like in that like survival mode.
Yes.
Right. Oh man, it's a tough spot to be in. It's exhausting to be in. It's overwhelming to be in that heightened state all the time. So, okay, now that we've validated, now we've talked about it, and let's talk about it openly. So it's not kind of so scary. We kind of take the fear out of it, right? And then let's do our best to try to regulate ourselves. Let's try to get that amygdala to come offline a little bit, and we could bring our prefrontal cortex back online. So there are a lot of different skills and strategies and tools we could use to help regulate. We self-regulate, prefrontal cortex comes back online. That's a part of our brain that's in charge of problem solving, right? Now it sees every shitty situation as a shitty situation, but it also understands that it's a challenge. There's ways to overcome challenges. There's solutions in there to help us navigate, and it starts looking for those things, right? So, you try to regulate, and then you try to talk it out, and you discuss it. And we don't know what it's going to look like, right? Like, I don't know this gentleman. This gentleman might lose his business, right? And he might feel like he learned something, or it might propel him into his next business, which is even more successful. I'm not sure, right? Yeah. Along the way, we don't really know what's going to happen. But in a way for us to help is, we help validate it. We help them regulate. We help them start having a conversation about it and problem solving about it. And then we help them identify the things in this moment that are under their control. And we try to make sure that they're putting their best foot forward and they're doing those things the best that they can. We can do everything right and still feel like we lost or we didn't win.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can do everything right in a game and still lose.
Yes.
Right. And we have to understand that that's kind of part of that process. And some of those things are not within our control. Right. And that's okay. And that's where, again, we tie our value to our process, to our system, to our routine, and not to the final outcome. Right.
Yeah. AJ, got good time coming with the comments, and his comment is very succinct and very true, and good time. I'm with you, man. Quote unquote, AJ is good. Brother, you are good, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
AJ Zeglen from Winnipeg. Tim Kilroy from Boston, Massachusetts. Boys, what a great conversation on negative self-talk. Tim, final questions for AJ before we say goodbye to AJ.
Yeah. Like, how do you get your amygdala to come offline? Like, what's like,
right?
You can do breathe, like you can do like deep breathing, whatever. You can get drunk. I don't know what are the things things that work?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So I have a saying that I love. Again, I didn't make it up. I don't really make up anything.
I'm going to give you full credit because whatever it is, first time I'm hearing it.
I just learned stuff from other people. But the saying is, action absorbs anxiety, right? So when we're feeling those anxious feelings, when we have our stress hormones elevated at a higher level, that's the amygdala, right? That's online. So how do we regulate that? We have to take some sort of action. So maybe we get up and we physically move. Maybe we get up and we go for a walk, right? And then as soon as we do that, our body has a built-in defense mechanism to help us regulate stress. We just need to do the work of getting up and being active. And as soon as we do that, then that response, our body's system can take over. And so then our body releases a bunch of neurochemicals. So it releases dopamine, it releases endorphins, it releases brain-derived neurotropic factor, it releases norepinephrine, it releases all these things into our system. And these are specifically designed to carry a number of things, but one of them is to help lower those stress hormones, right? And that's kind of our body's natural way of regulating that. So if we could get up and we can move and we could be active, or if we take some sort of other action, your action might be having a conversation with somebody, right? Because when we're sitting there by ourselves thinking about it, all those negative thoughts, feelings, or emotions that are originating from the amygdala, we just get stuck until the point that it grows and grows and grows, becomes overwhelming. As soon as I sit down and I call up Keith and I'm like, Keith, man, I got to tell you, I am in one right now. Can you have a second to talk? And I talk to him. Even that action, again, calms the amygdala down a little bit, and it gets that prefrontal cortex online. Now, all that stuff that was sitting there that was overwhelming, that was just internalized, moves to my prefrontal cortex, those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions. And now there's a solution to them, or there's the possibility of a solution. Because the part of my brain that's in charge of problem solving or executive functioning is now working, right? It's online. It's being allowed to do what it's supposed to do. So that might be your action, right? Or it could be some self-regulation, mindfulness exercises, people going to deep breathing exercises. That might be your action, because that too will have a similar effect to exercise, and it will, be able to lower the cortisol and the epinephrine and the other stress hormones that are released when the amygdala is online. So it's some type of action, whatever action works best for you. It could be having a conversation, writing stuff down, going to the gym, going for a walk. I really like the element for people of being physically active. to help regulate and get that amygdala.
That was me this morning.
Yeah.
I was tired late night last night after a hockey game, early morning. My alarm went off 3:45. I was tired. I was stressed out about kind of the day and stressed out about just stress. By 7:42 Eastern time, when everything was done, AJ, I swore I could feel those chemicals in my brain going, yes. Right. Stepping into the shower, dopamine was flying, face was all flushed, but my mental state was 360 degrees different than what it was when I got out of bed this morning.
Right.
No, 180 because 360.
Sorry, 180. Yeah. So completely. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. So I did all this hard work, and it didn't matter. I got to the same place.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but thanks, Tim, for the correction. But you're right. It was. It's interesting to hear you talk about that, AJ, because I physically felt it this morning. Like I physically felt my body changing. I did my lift, and then I did a ride. And my ride was hard. And when I got on, I'm like, holy fuck, this is going to suck. But I knew that at the end of it, I was going to feel great. I had that awareness. I was stepping into the shower going, yeah, I did it. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. Yeah. My brain was in a better state, AJ.
Our bodies are specifically like that. That is not by accident.
No.
Our bodies are made to do that by design. And, unfortunately, just in the society that we live in today, it gets a little more sedentary by nature, right? People might be more sedentary in their work and their social lives. And we have all these things of advancements in communication and technology and all these things or whatever that kind of can really kind of draw us in and force us to be more sedentary. And then we lose this natural system. We lose this way that our body was designed to help regulate stress. And help keep us from being overwhelmed. And we simply lose it by just not moving enough. Yeah.
Rufy coming in with, yes, when I get that way, I take a breath, I acknowledge it's there, and then I do something, I journal it, I call a buddy, I go for a walk, I listen to tunes, I empty the clip, anything. And sometimes emptying the clip is the best. Gentlemen, sometimes emptying the clip's the best thing. I had a doctor on my previous show. Sometimes when you empty the best way, like there's such thing as post-nut clarity. I sometimes have to empty the clip to have some clarity in my head. Just true story. So, Rufy, I'm with you there.
Right. It's total emotional regulation. 100%.
That's exactly it. It's exactly it. AJ Zeglen, Tim Kilroy, Keith Billis, Matthew Roof, Mornington Live with Keith and Friends. What an awesome conversation. AJ, I always seem to find a way to steal time from you. I'm so grateful for that, man.
I'm always happy. I love being here.
I know.
I absolutely look forward to it. Every Tuesday and Thursday, it's like one of the highlights of my day. I love being here, seeing you, talking to you, and then everyone that you bring on, man. It's great.
And Kilroy's got to get the hell out of here because Kilroy.
I gotta go get my kids off to school.
I've stolen his time, Kilroy. I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you later today, okay, brother?
Yeah, this was awesome. Thank you so much, AJ. Really great to meet you.
Same.
We got
Go
a lot
Celtics.
Kim Kilroy, 20 seconds. Where can folks find you and connect with you?
TimKilroy.com.
TimKilroy.com. Tim, I'll talk to you later today, brother.
All right, see ya. Bye-bye.
Awesome. AJ, man, good chat, man. Great chat.
Yeah, that's great.
Awesome chat today. And I just got a comment down here. People pay big money for this conversation. And good time, you're right, man. Because AJ, you dropped nuggets out here today. This is a good 30-minute therapy session. And I'm true here. Today I got up, I was stressed out. I'm not, and I love to hear you talk about it because I felt the chemicals changing in my body. It actually changed.
Yeah. They're powerful, right? And like I said, it's designed that way for a reason. And it's just unfortunate that we have this like powerful natural system that is our body's design. And unfortunately, a lot of us are just not tapping into it.
Yes.
Right? And it's so accessible to us.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate that we don't take advantage of it.
So I'm such a big fan of the journey you've been on. You started in the gym on the strength fitness side of things, and then you took your journey into the mental side of things. And I love seeing how you bridge them together because, as you know, we've gotten to know each other and in a really close way. They one beget the other, and I love that you're the bridge of that because you know how they both work. Right? And I'm an example of it. I fucking got after it physically, and then as we're talking about it, it helped me mentally. And if you're not in that spot, you don't know how they connect, right?
Right. Yeah, dude. I have like so many memories of us lifting in the gym together and talking, and so many conversations that we've had, and just even nuggets. There's so many things that you shared with me.
Yes.
Like just in conversations that we had that still resonate with me to this day, where I'll be thinking about something and doing. I'm like, I remember Keith actually shared this with me once when you're talking about something that you did when you built your business. Something in your personal life, you know. And it's amazing how that just became a platform to us too, to even communicate a little differently, a little more openly, a little more vulnerable, and like just truth, and just, you know, like how it was beyond like equally helpful for me, like all the time too, right? It was
it's great that we can bring it here now for others, right? Because I see the comments coming in, right? We got Roof coming in, you know, we got Good Time coming in, we got a lot of folks. And yes, Z, I do say yes 100 times. If you stick around, Z, a little longer, I might say it 101 times, Z. So just stick around a little longer. And Pervy Uncle, you are in the right space, Pervy Uncle. Yeah, you're hanging out with Keith and AJ here, and he's gonna get. I gotta get AJ back to work so Jimmy and I can keep the show rocking and rolling here, brother. What do you got going on here today, pal?
Man, it's a little quieter for me today. I'm in the gym, but I'm not in the clinic today. So I'm looking forward to getting home a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I haven't decided what, but when I got extra time like that, I like doing something big for dinner. You know, I love to be in the kitchen cooking. So I'm like, hey man, I'm going to be home a little early in the afternoon. I could get something started earlier, cook something real nice for dinner. You know, maybe on the way home, stop by and, you know, got some thoughts forming here for Mother's Day on some things that I got to pick up. So I got to make sure I get on that now, because it's already Thursday and it's coming up quick, you know. So I got some
steak grilling hacks on the agenda for next week for men that are looking to grill some steaks, and ways we can grill steaks and so forth. I found maybe I'll do it on the day you're in the lab, so we can make sure you're part of the conversation with us.
That would be awesome. I would love that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, pal. Well, listen, I'll let you get out of here. Get some time back in your day. I'm going for a nap today. I'm openly admitting it. I grabbed the nap yesterday in the middle of the day. It was awesome. So I was able to get ready for the game last night, and I'm going to grab a nap today. So which I'm happy about that as well.
Naps are awesome, man.
I know they're awesome.
Yeah, they're a weapon, man. They're a tool. They can be used very strategically and really help. And they can really help in performance for sure. So,
and Good Time AJ does take insurance. Go connect with AJZeglen.com. You can find AJ on LinkedIn, or Good Time, just come connect with me and I'll connect you with AJ. But I know he does take insurance.
I do.
And I know he does take PayPal too. So you can also send him money on PayPal across. All right, brother, I'll let you get out of here. You go and rock and roll, get after it, enjoy your day. And I appreciate you. Okay.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. Love you, buddy. Take care. All right. AJ's out of here. Myself and producer Jimmy are keeping the show. Hey, Jimmy, remember I told you at the beginning of the show? What did I tell you, Jimmy? Yeah, I think we'll go probably 60, 75 today. We only have one guest. I expect that we'll be out of here probably in a reasonable time. I don't think we're going to be here for a couple hours. Jimmy's response depends on the conversation. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Uncle Keith. Kilroy was awesome. Holy shit, Kilroy was awesome. Big fan. Tim Kilroy, TK, you are welcome here anytime, brother. I don't expect you're listening right now. I know you're taking your kids to school, but maybe if you are in the car, you're welcome here anytime. You had nuggets left and right, and I'm really appreciative to what you shared. What else we got here? Roofers coming in. I love that. People pay big money for this. AJ's dropping the value bombs. We got a lot of value bombs dropping here today. Jimmy, what I think I'm going to do, man, because I teased this earlier on in the show, I think I want to get to this conversation this morning. I want to make sure that we're helping folks out with this one big topic of discussion today. And Jim, I'm just looking at my notes and I'm going back up to the top, and I want to get into this one here. Breaking some habits to finally crush summer goals. Jimmy, I think we'll take a few minutes to get into this one before I go to the community corner, the creator spotlight. Because I want to create some content around this, Jimmy. I want to create some conversation around this, perhaps make a YouTube segment on this, Jimmy. But guys, you ever wonder why your summer bud, guys, let's start this again, Jimmy. Here's the hook. You ever wonder why your summer body goals always seem just out of reach? We talked about this a couple months ago. I said, hey guys, in a couple of months from now, June's going to be here and you're all going to be going, fuck, my pants don't fit. Yeah. Or fuck, I look fat. Yeah. Well, June's like literally around the corner. It's closer than ever. What I thought I would do. Keith, Keith, good time. I love you, man. I so appreciate you. Good time. Great changing lives. I'm with you, brother. Today, I want to unpack 10 sneaky habits that I suspect might be secretly sabotaging your progress. Habits many of us don't even realize we have. And I am one of these habits that happens along the way. And then recognizing these habits isn't just about looking good for summer. It's about setting yourself up for sustainable success, better health, and long-term lasting confidence. So Jimmy, let's get after it, brother. Here's what we're going to go after here right now. Here are 10 habits that can hold you back from your summer body goals. Now, you know that I'm emphasizing summer. What I'm really encouraging you to think about is long-term sustainability. Not this, I need to get a six-pack by July long weekend. Nah, fuck, man. Strive for a six-pack for the rest of your life. And listen, nobody's judging you on the six-pack. They're judging you on what's up here in your head. Be positive. All right, thinking in the short term, focusing only on quick fixes or rapid results often lead to unsustainable progress and yo-yo dieting. Guys, real transformation requires a long-term mindset and patience. We talk about it on the show all the time. Don't think about getting the summer body for this summer. Think about hiking with your kids when you're 80, 90, or 100. But as a result, you might have a good summer body this summer, or you might have a good summer body next summer. But my recommendation is don't be thinking about, I got to get myself a six-pack by this summer. No, think long-term. This summer is the first summer of good habits towards infinite amount of summers. Guys, number 2, bad habits. Bad habits that are holding you back. The all or nothing mindset. And I've been one of these dudes. Believing you must be perfect with your routine. There's where the negative self-talk happens. Believing you must be perfect with your routine can lead to guilt and inconsistency when you slip up. Think about the moment. Think about the context of the moment. Progress thrives on flexibility and self-forgiveness. Hence, self-talk. Hence, negative self-talk. Guys, if you're feeling shitty today, it's a moment. It's not forever. It is a moment in time. Sometimes that reality in the moment might hurt. We talked about it earlier today with Tim Kilroy and his client. He might be losing his business. He might. It's difficult. It's a moment in the grand scheme of things, but I would encourage you not to lean into the all or nothing mindset. Number 3, going at it alone. Trying to achieve your goals without support can lower motivation and accountability. Community and encouragement are key for staying on track. This morning show, I created to be your accountability partner, to give you a reason to have momentum, to give you a reason to create momentum for your day, to create community and encouragement to help you stay on track. There's no excuse, frankly, for going at it alone. Now that we have Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends, it's a free accountability show for you guys. All you need to do is get up, not hit the snooze button, and show up. You don't have to go at it alone. All right, Jimmy, next one. Relying on exercise alone. Assuming workouts can make up for poor eating habits is a common pitfall. Here's the thing, you guys. Good time. Thanks, brother. I appreciate the super chat. I think, Jimmy, that was called a super chat? Dude, I fucking love that, man. That is so awesome. You make me so happy when I see that. Thanks to Good Time for the super chat. Guys, you guys can drop a super chats there in the comments there. They are a little bit of coins to keep the things rolling here, and I really, really appreciate that. Guys, relying on exercise alone doesn't work. What's the old saying? And I'm going to drop the F-bomb. So if you got kids, keep them silent. You can't out-fucking run a bad diet. Don't run to McDonald's and run to the gym and run back. No, it's just not going to work. Nutrition is just as important as physical activity. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you know, I know Jimmy and Marty aren't here to help me support this, but here's 6 exercises to create abs. Well, fuck. Yeah, as you're doing those things and crushing Big Macs, you're not creating the abs. Nope, true story. Ignoring sleep and stress. Man, I'm working hard to change lives around this one because I'm working hard to change mine. Lack of sleep. Guys, everywhere I read is sleep. But yet all of society pushes against us to get sleep. Lack of sleep and unmanaged stress disrupt hormones, increase cravings, and hinder recovery, making it harder to reach good time. You need eggs and pocket meat. Yeah, that's exactly it. Making it harder to reach your goals. Guys, we're just going to keep encouraging the sleep because the sleep is our superpower. It's our superpower. Over-reliance on supplements. Number 6, you guys, in our bad habits that are affecting you to finally reach those fitness goals. Guys, over-reliance on supplements. Supplements can help. It's called a supplement for a reason. It's not called a food supplement. It's not food. Guys, it's not food. A supplement is to supplement your food, not to replace your food. Think about that. Skipping meals or extreme dieting. Guys, I've been here too. I've been here. I've been like, I am you. I've been there. Skipping meals, extreme, the yo-yo. I was the fucking yo-yo guy for a long time. 230 pounds, 250 pounds, 170 pounds. Yeah, it's all over the place. Drastic calorie cuts or skipping meals can slow your metabolism, sap your energy, and lead to binge eating later. Guys, you don't want to skip the meals. You want to get some sleep. And and good time. Hey, good time. They are. Dude, you must be reading my notes. I got some news next week that the United States FDA is relaunching, I think, the food pyramid. And I think they're flipping around. I think they're introducing some new stuff. So we're going to talk about that next week. Neglecting strength training. Guys, if sleep is ridiculously important, so is resistance strength training. Focusing on cardio, yeah, sure, it's great for your heart. But guys, to limit fat loss and muscle gain, you got to get that strength training going on. Lift up some heavy things and put them down. Lift up some heavy things and put them down. Nobody's asking you to become Johnny or Arnold Schwarzenegger, but focus on being strong. And guys, there's logic to it. There's logic to it. If you're going to go hiking or walking or skiing or just hanging out with your kids when you're 80 or 90, you want to pick them up, right? You want to hug them, right? Got to be strong. Guys, number 9, not tracking progress. Without tracking your workouts, meals, or body changes, it's easy to lose focus and motivation. Monitoring progress helps you adjust and stay accountable. Maybe you want to stay off the scale. Maybe you want to use photographs. I don't know. Maybe the scale messes with your mind. Maybe the photographs help you stay on shape. And last one, guys, last one. Here's the most important one. Comparing yourself to others. Constantly measuring your progress against others will drain your motivation, and it's going to drain your self-esteem. Everyone's journey is unique. I invite you to focus on your own path. So guys, nutrition, sleep, and managing stress are proven cornerstones of any effective fitness plan. Neglecting these areas often stalls progress or even reverses it. So guys, here you go. I got something for you. Practical steps you can implement immediately. Choose one small manageable habit today and track it. Track it. Get your daily water in, or maybe you want to adapt a different bedtime routine. And if you're interested, come knock on my door. Looking for an accountability partner? I invite you to join the show every single day. You looking for a personal accountability partner? Come connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll do what I can to help you. I will help you. Johnny will help you. Marty will help you. So here, guy, just ask yourself, which of these habits do you struggle with the most, and what will you do differently starting today? And guys, I want to leave you with this. Don't wait for someday, and don't wait for one day, because the last time I checked, someday or one day both don't exist in the calendar. Guys, ask yourself today, what can you do differently that's going to affect your life tomorrow? That is our segment around how to break 10 habits to finally crush your summer goals. And good time. I see you in the comments, man. I feel like I need to be paying you back. Listen to this, man. Nation, good time popped up on my show a year ago. And thought he was a fucking troll. Yep, troll. T-R-O-L-L. Capital T-R-O-L-L. As a matter of fact, we banned him. Yep, we did. And then I was like, oh, fuck, Jimmy, I think we made a mistake. I think Good Time actually wasn't meaning to be a dick. So we brought Good Time back. I'm a huge fan of Good Time. Good Time shows up every single day. It's a pillar of our community. But get this, you guys. The guy's down 30 pounds by showing up, hanging out with us. Listen, we're just giving knowledge. We're just giving information. Good Time's putting in the work. He's making the decisions throughout the day. Yeah. Making the decisions on what to eat, making the decisions on when to go to sleep, when making the decisions on how to work out, all those types of things. Good time. I'm proud of you, man. I really love having you within my community. I'm looking forward to growing old with you in this community. Very, very big deal. What's up, homie? G-Funk Slice Cosmetic. Yes. Cosmetic Canada. Home of the Winnipeg Jets, Cosmetic. We are live here on Mornings and Live with Keith and friends. Hey, Cosmetic, I invite you to subscribe to our channel, like the channel. Morning Show for Men. We get after it every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube and over there on X and over there on LinkedIn. True story, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we got some comments coming in from the LinkedIn platform. Let's see what does it say. Alex has dropped some comments. Another corker of the show. Keith Bellis, how many hours have you clocked up since you started? How many words have you uttered? How many laughs? Great question, Alex. That's a good. Woo! There you go, Crash out, Carl. I can do this one too, Carl. I can do this one. I can do the old Jimmy. We got to get this one here. We got to get the Ric Flair walk. Woo! 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 There we go. Some Ric Flair coming to you guys from Winnipeg, Canada here today. Absolutely. Lady Drew, I see you there as well. I appreciate this has been a great show. It's been a lot of fun here today. And I'm even fun when I'm by myself. Yeah, true story. Me and Jimmy getting after it. All right, Jimmy. So here's what we're going to do, man. We are going to get to the community corner, the creator spotlight. You know this part of the show, you guys, where we take the old Mornings in the Lab light and we start it up. And it's like a siren. It's like a fucking siren, man. Yep. And we shine it on people. What's up, Crash Out Car? Loving it. Fucking doing some Ric Flair. How can you not love Ric Flair? Honest to God. Dude, we need to get fucking Ric Flair on the show. We absolutely need to get Ric Flair on the show. Hey, good time. Remember Ric Flair? Good time. I'm thinking like Ric Flair's like, what, 80 or 90 now? Now his daughter Charlotte's wrestling. Yeah, I may have paid a little attention to wrestling growing up, and I still pay attention to it today, just aging myself. Good time. No, you're the star of the show, brother. You're the star of the show. I'm just the guy who's behind the microphone holding up the foundation. A little bit of my humility there. Fuck that. I am the star of the show. Good time. Damn it. To those of you guys knowing who've been around long enough, a little bit of self-deprecating humor never hurt anybody. All right, let's get after this one here. Oh, Jimmy, there is a conversation here that I didn't get to today, but I'm going to put it on the counter for, you guys, I talk with my hands. I'm going to put it on the counter for a future show. Push-ups or dips? Your guide to superior chest gains. We're going to ask Johnny on that one. Push-ups or dips? And hey, guys, I got a wonderful note from Marty this morning. And I forgot, I didn't get a chance to show when Johnny was here, but Marty was not able to be in the lab here today because he was busy fixing his mom's washer. Jimmy, there we go. I love it, Marty. I love it. Okay, we're going to do the community corner, the creator spotlight. Jimmy, I'm scrolling up the feed. I'm pulling up the old sub. Now, Jimmy, we're going to start on LinkedIn here today, and we're going to finish it up on Substack. There we go. All right. Boom, boom, boom. You've got the career, the title, the income, but you're always on. And you're always tired. And you tell yourself that it's normal, that this is just what apparently success feels like, but it's not working. Your time isn't yours. You can't switch it off. And when you try, the guilt kicks in. That's the reality. This guy we're going to celebrate is changing. Jimmy, not promoing up yet. This guy works with high-performing men who are respected by everyone but feel stretched thin behind the scenes. His system? Jimmy, this guy's got a fucking system. Everybody's got systems. Jimmy, you gotta leave this in here, man. This guy's system is called the power shift method. Or it could be the fucking power shift method. There you go, Jim. We'll leave that. So, yeah. It helps men step out of survival mode and into control. Not by blowing it all up, but by rebuilding around what matters. Prioritize what's essential, optimize your time and energy, execute with clarity and focus. This morning, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends, is really excited to introduce you to this guy. His name is Daniel Glide. What's up, Daniel Glide? Surprise, 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 brother. Yes, prioritize your well-being guilt-free with Daniel Glide. He's giving men the structure to protect their health, their time, and their relationship without losing their edge. If you feel like you're doing everything right, but you still feel off, well, his work is worth your attention. Daniel Glide is the guy to help you out. I invite you to follow Daniel Glide on LinkedIn, study the power shift, and start building a life that actually works for you. You know who can help you? Is Daniel Glide. Daniel, we're celebrating you here today, brother, with the Teletubbies. Yeah. Jimmy, I grew up with Teletubbies. I did. Yeah, I used to fucking watch every Saturday morning. I loved the Jimmy, put that image up again. I think I liked the yellow one the best. But Daniel, here's how it works. Yeah, I related to the yellow. Good Time, I related to the yellow one as a growing child. And I know Good Time are similar in age. I got to think you grew up with Teletubbies too. So I'm thinking you might have related to one of them. I liked the yellow one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Lala. I forgot the name. Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, Lala. Lala, the yellow Teletubby. And then we went to, the strawberry shortcake and shit. But Daniel Glide, here's Good Time is green. Roofy, which one are you relating to on Teletubbies? Oh, man. I love it. Hey, Glide, if I can call you Glide, would love to have you on the show. Yeah, true story. Want to give you my light, Keith's light. And I want you to take it and shine it on somebody in your world, in your universe, in your community. And then say, hey, Keith, I want to celebrate that person. Bring them into the lab so we can celebrate them and we can pay it forward and we can keep the community of kindness. No, Matthew Roof, we can keep the community of uncommon kindness. Keep it alive. You know, guys, I met this guy named Matthew Roof. He's on the show a couple weeks ago. The guy's all about kindness, but more importantly, he's about uncommon kindness. And for the longest time, Jimmy, I gotta tell you, man, I thought the guy was Canadian. Yeah, because he's so fucking kind. I haven't met a lot of Americans. I love my American friends, Good Time, and all you guys. I love all you guys. Love all you guys. And I feel like I occupy a unique spot in my role, the host of the show, where I'm living in Canada. I can kind of play both sides of the border, have some fun with you guys. But Matthew Roof is uncommon kindness. Guys, we're going to keep talking about that because it is a superpower that many of us forget about. I find many of my American friends forget about the value of uncommon kindness. So we are going to talk more about that on a daily basis. You know my principles, guys. Lead with love and be kind. It's the superpowers that will get you so far in life, right? Kindness doesn't cost anything. You will surprise somebody with kindness. I guarantee you, because people aren't expecting it. So when you're kind to somebody, they're like, does this guy have an agenda? No, I'm just kind. Yeah, I'm just Canadian. So guys, go check out Matthew Roof. Go find Matthew Roof on LinkedIn. He's hanging out here on the show quite regularly. He's all about kindness, and that's what we talk about here on the show, which is uncommon kindness. All right, we're going to keep it rolling here, Jimmy. We're going to keep it rolling. We're going to go to Substack side of things. And the Substack side of things has somebody named Max, but we don't know his last name, but I haven't showed it yet. Jimmy, we're going to do this one right now. Yep. Hey, Jim, I'm having it. So I don't have there it is right there. Sorry. There it is right there. Good. I'm pulling it up. Thanks, man. A little bit of quiet time there. You don't need more content telling you to hustle harder. No, I make enough of that. Yeah, that's all I make. Hustle, hustle, hustle. So you don't need any more of my content, but you need a moment of clarity, a reason to breathe, a reminder that you're allowed to be human in the middle of the grind. That's what this creator delivers. Not the creator over there, and not the guy we celebrated moments ago, and not the guy we celebrated last week. No, this creator. This creator reminds you that you're allowed to be human in the middle of the grind. Every week, he sends out a newsletter. Johnny is purple. Good time. Yeah. We're going to talk Teletubbies on the show tomorrow. Every week, this guy sends out a newsletter. That's part reflection, part reality check. Real thoughts on growth, burnout, purpose, and healing. It reads like a conversation you didn't know you needed. His journey runs through marketing, music, freelancing, community building, and advocacy work, and he brings all of it to the page, openly, honestly, without trying to impress you. His name is Max. Hold on, Jimmy. His name is Max. And his newsletter, Sunday Thoughts, is one of the most grounded reads on Substack right now. If you've been moving fast but feeling disconnected, well, Max's writing will help you slow down, get honest, and start again with more intention. So this morning, Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends is excited to take a moment to introduce you to Max Pete. What is shaking Max? Max Pete. Yeah, he's got a newsletter called Sunday Thoughts. It's one of the most grounded reads on Substack right now. If you've been moving fast but feeling disconnected, Max's writing will help you slow down, get honest, and start again with more intention. I invite you, go read Sunday Thoughts by Max Pete. Then take 5 minutes to actually feel what it brings up. Because I guarantee you, after reading that, you're going to feel things you haven't felt before. Brought to you by Max Pete. But Max, here's how it works, brother. We're celebrating you here today. And as a result, we'd love to have you in the lab. This is our invitation to you. Here's how it works. We find really great creators like yourself. We read their content. We absorb their content. We digest their content. We're like, hey, I like this guy's stuff. I want to celebrate him. I want to call him out. I want to shine the light on this guy or this girl, right? Too many social platforms are fucking trolling people and pissing on people. We like to celebrate people, elevate people, shine the light on people. So Max, I know for a fact, I'm suspecting anyways, there's somebody in your community, somebody in your world who would be awesome to celebrate. So we'd love to have you on the show. You're officially invited so we can pass you the light so you can pay it forward and pay forward the creator spotlight on the community corner on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and Friends. Whoa! Jimmy, I think we're almost done, pal. Let's see some of the comments. Lady Drew, I live in Willsboro, North Carolina. I'm on LinkedIn too. Guys, go connect with Lady Drew. Lady Drew's a big fan of the show. I appreciate you, Lady Drew. You hang out every single day. You engage with us. You're always dropping thoughtful, provocative content. I appreciate you. Keith, you're the star of the show. You bring us all together. I appreciate you and your show. Blessed be. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the kind words. My favorite Ric Flair moment commercial with Ronak. Yes, hockey hair. I like that one, Roofer. I like that one as well. Not a Tinky Winky guy. I was into Great Space Coaster. Gary Gnu. And Roofy comes back with, stay uncommon, stay kind, surprise the shit out of people, pay for their coffee, compliment, pump the old lady's gas. Yeah, just fucking smile. It's easy, and it will come back to you. It's so true. Man, smiles cost nothing. Please and thank yous cost nothing. You know, here's something, guys. Please, man, please and thank you. Oh, there is some words for you guys to consider. That's right, good time. Like and share and subscribe to our channel. Please and thank you are two words that will get you out of everything. Yeah, I fucked up. I'm sorry. That's the other one. I'm sorry. Taking accountability. Okay. All right. We're going to get out of here, guys. Back tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, over there on X, and over there on LinkedIn. Tomorrow's show is about... I'm pulling it up right now, Jimmy. I'm going to beat you to it. I'm beating you to it. It's about... started saying no. Oh, here's the good one, guys. Tomorrow we're talking about meetings. I started saying no to them. I said, no meeting. Not doing it. Can we communicate through a message? Can we communicate over the phone? Do we need to have a meeting? What happens when I started saying no to meetings during my ICUC days and even today? Meetings waste time. We're talking about it tomorrow in the lab. We have a couple guests tomorrow as well, guys. We also have Doc Wiley tomorrow as well, and Mac Dome. Mac Dome, we celebrated last week, talking about pornography, I believe it was. And then Doc Wiley. I believe Doc Wiley is the guy that is keeping Tom Petty's legacy alive. Yeah. Producer, music guy. That's tomorrow. So, Jimmy, let's get out of here. My bladder's calling. Roofy, peace, brother. I appreciate you hanging out. On behalf of Matthew Roof, Lady Drew, Z, John Anderson, Tim Kilroy was here. AJ Zeglen, Good Time, man, Cosmetic. Wow. All of you guys, Jay, Philo, Fontana. I love all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate you joining me here every single day. Mornings in Live with Keith and friends. And on that note, we are going to, there's the sound effects. There it is right there. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow. Listen, you guys can connect with me. Find me on LinkedIn, find me on Instagram, find me on X, find me on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys here tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Ciao.